Making my way onto my back, on the floor. Finding whatever is the most comfortable posture for you on the floor. For me, that's with my feet flat on the ground and my knees up. I've found that with my legs perfectly straight, feels nice on my legs, but my low back is kind of pressing into the ground because there's an arch there, and my bottom, right? My bottom is pushing downward. So I personally like my feet down and my knees up, okay? Try to pull the shoulder blades back just a little bit, which will kind of open up the shoulders, open up the chest. And in order to do that, you might go palms up to begin with. I'm going to soften my eyes, but they're going to be lined up as if I'm looking straight up at a dot in the ceiling, a dot on the ceiling, okay? So I'm going to close my eyes, and you're welcome to keep yours open if you like, or close them if you feel like you can follow what I'm doing just by listening. That's fine as well, okay? We'll do a soft start this morning, and we'll work our way into a little bit more activity and activation as we go. Okay? And if it's not the morning for you, that's fine as well. Just building our energy slow and steady. So I'm going to wiggle the toes. Can't see that because I'm wearing shoes, but I'm wiggling my toes. Thinking about how they feel. Hopefully they're not numb and tingly, right? If they are, you might need to move a little bit more and shake it out. If they're chronically numb and tingly, hopefully classes like this can help. And maybe some of the other classes we teach, like Qi Gong, can help some of that as well. All right, I'm gonna bend and extend one knee. You choose which one you start with. I chose my right. Just kind of picking the foot up, straightening out the leg, and picking the foot up to bend the knee, okay? Lengthen and bend the knee, all right? Next side, side number 2, bend and extend the knee. My palms are still up, kind of down at my side. Shoulder blades are back. My eyes are still closed, but yours don't have to be, that's okay. Bend and extend the left knee, or whatever side number 2 is for you. All right, working our way up the body here. I'm gonna put my feet flat on the ground again. My knees are up because that's my comfortable posture. And I'm just going to kind of pivot the pelvis, okay? So it's like I'm burrowing my bottom into the sand. Imagine you're on a beach and you're just kind of rubbing your tailbone downward, kind of into the ground. I'm not adding a lot of pressure, right? This isn't for grinding away at anything and making things uncomfortable. It's mostly the movement of pelvic tilt left and right. And while I do this, I'm going to slowly start to open my eyes and blink a little bit. Okay, I'm going to settle down with the hips there, breathing in through the nose if you can, and out through the mouth. Tilt the nose up a little bit. If your hair is getting in the way, you might need to change where it's at. If you've got hair to get in the way, right? Tilt the nose up, breathing in a little bit. And let it out through the mouth. You can kind of listen to the air as it goes through your lips, breathing in through the nose. And sort of a soft hiss as it slides out through your lips. All right, let's start to wiggle the fingers. Open the hands and close the hands. Continuing our breathing, right? Not holding our breath, but continuing the in and out. The focus is in the hands now, though. All right, you can bend the elbows and start to roll the wrists. The arms can come off the ground just a little bit. I'm still keeping my elbows on the ground, but my wrist came off the ground. Okay, still rolling the wrists and Breathing in through the nose. Now I know sometimes we're stuffed up in the morning or allergic to things, and it's tough to breathe in through the nose for some folks all the time. Structurally, it just doesn't make sense. But if you give it a try, you might get even just a little bit of your air through the nose. And there are tons of benefits to that. Right? Better blood flow if you breathe in through the nose because it produces nitric oxide. All right, bend and extend the elbows like you're doing some little bicep curls here. And then let's shrug the shoulders up toward the ears, right? Which we don't want that posture at all times, but right now we're just shrugging the shoulders up toward the ears, kind of like we're a turtle and we're bringing our head down into our shell, all right? Take a nice deep breath, let the chest rise. And let it fall. Okay, it's like you're creating a little bit of space from your mid-back and the ground. Okay, between your mid-back and the ground. Breathing in, the chest will rise. And let it out. All right, if your shoulders are still up by your ears, you can kind of drop them down a little bit now toward your tailbone, right? Finding length in the neck, length in the spine. Your hands can rest palms down or palm up, doesn't matter, whatever is a comfortable posture for you. Breathing in, the ribs come up. And let it out. So this is mostly about spinal extension and then coming back to neutral. Let's do two more. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. And last one, nice deep breath in. And let it out. All right, if you are not yet there, you could bring your feet flat to the ground, knees up, sort of in this posture. And for this, we're gonna tighten the core and raise the hips. Okay, so we're raising the hips, the glutes come off the ground. You'll have a little bit of weight, right, in your upper back, your shoulders. Open up the chest and pull the shoulder blades back. And then you kind of push into your feet. The hips come up as we breathe in. And then we exhale, bringing the glutes back down toward the ground. So we're adding a little bit of breath paired with movement. If you need to adjust where your feet are, go for it. Breathing in, coming up with the hips. Let it out. Glutes come back down toward the ground. Okay, I'm gonna bring my feet closer to my bottom, a little bit higher on the floor. Breathing in, coming up. Nice tight core, fairly straight line from the knees, hips, and through the back, and down. All right, two more here. Nice deep breath in, coming up. And down. And here's my last one. Nice deep breath in, coming up. Straighten out the spine, maybe tuck the tail, squeeze the glutes a little bit. Exhale, letting it out. All right, next up, I'm gonna make my body a big long stick here. So bring my arms in at my sides, nice and tight in at the sides. And I'm also gonna lengthen out the legs here. So I'm a big straight line. My feet are no longer on the ground with my knees up. My legs are straight here, okay? Shoulder blades pull back, and that might push the sternum up. You might need to shimmy a little bit left and right in order to get your shoulder blades back. And to me, my ribs do look like they're pushing up, and my low back is off the ground. You might be shaped a little bit differently where you can get your shoulder blades on the ground and still have your back flat, okay? It's okay. Just try to pull your shoulder blades back a little bit here, all right? Tilt the nose up. For me, it looks like I'm pointing my nose straight up at the ceiling, or possibly even up a little bit toward the wall up above my head here, or behind my head here. Now, it's not an exaggerated point. I'm not trying to look as high and extend the upper neck as much as possible. It's just a slight head tilt to open up the airway, okay? And this is about counting, okay? And I'll count for us. But the idea here is that we do a calming breath first, and then we'll make it more alerting and stimulating and aggressive later. If you join for that, then it'll probably wake us up a little bit more, okay? That's the idea. So this is a calming breath, if you're not calm already, right? And it's a 4 count in, 7 count hold, and 8 count exhale. So that's the ratio. It doesn't have to exactly be seconds, but I'll keep our rhythm here best I can. And shoulder blades pull back, and there could be a little bit of movement in the spine as we go. The toes can point out or straight up, whatever's most comfortable for you. Think about your counting mostly though. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I'm going to speed up just a little bit here because I don't want us to like hold our breath too long and start feeling like we're going to pass out and faint, right? We're already on the ground, so at least we're in a safe spot. But we don't want that, right? We don't want headaches and dizziness. So I'm going to speed it up. It'll still be the same ratio. So it's in for 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, steady out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A few more. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 2. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Soften the eyes. Last one. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And take a nice deep breath and kind of re-regulate things. You can kind of relax your shoulders and take them out of that pulled back posture. Maybe even come out with your palms up a little bit to open up the chest. Wiggle the toes and breathe at your own rhythm. Listen to sounds in the room, maybe sounds of your breathing, maybe sounds of your heartbeat. I can't hear my heartbeat, but I can feel that pulse. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. All right. Wiggle the hips, move the arms, move the legs just a little bit here. Our next move, before getting up, okay, I'm about ready to get up into a seated posture, but this next move, I'm gonna pull my knee toward my chest, just one at a time. Take a nice couple deep breaths in through the nose. The chest will rise and let it down. I'm gonna do 2 more on this side. So I'm pulling my knee up toward my chest to the best of my ability with comfort, right? I'm not hurting it, okay? In again through the nose. And out. In again through the nose. And let it out. Switching sides here. Picking the knee up, pulling it up toward my chest, Breathing in through the nose, the chest and ribs might rise. Exhale out. 2 more. In. Letting it out. Last one, nice deep breath. And let it out. All right, on your own pace here, taking all the time you need. I'm gonna go ahead and get up, rolling to the side, and just coming up slow, 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 and steady. Slow enough to control your breath and not get too dizzy, right? If you've been on your back for a while, sometimes that vestibular system's got to kind of catch up with you. All right, sitting in whatever is a comfortable posture for you. This is not about the legs, so kind of get your legs in a comfortable sit posture for yourself. For me, I usually like my feet together and my knees out as opposed to cross-legged, but if this is comfortable for you today, then sit cross-legged. And actually, this is not bad for me today, so I might do cross-legged for a minute here. All right. Starting to really get the energy building. I'm going to tilt my nose up, pull the shoulder blades back, and breathe in through the nose. Exhale, floating the shoulders back down. So as I pull the shoulders up, I'm breathing in. Exhale, back down. I'm going to do 2 more of those, and then I'm going to change this movement. In and up. Exhale, shoulders come down. Last one, in and up, breathing in. And exhale, down, down, down. Okay, let me give you a couple of options for this spinal flexion and extension move. You can put your hands behind you, tilt back just a little bit with your back, and as you breathe in, push the sternum up. As you exhale, round the spine. See how I'm doing that? I'm pulling the shoulder blades back and chest up. Exhale, rounding forward, right? And this isn't about max mobilization. This is just about some movement in the spine, pairing that with breathing. And we'll do it at a specific rhythm, 5 in, 5 out, then 3 in, 3 out, and then 1 in, 1 out. So it'll increase our pace as we go. So this is one option. Wiggle the hips if you got any pressure, pick up the hands if you got any pressure, up and down with the spine. Okay, another option here is just kind of sitting up tall. I'm holding onto my knees, and you can push the ribs forward and back. Breathing in as we tilt the nose up. Exhale as we round the spine. Okay, so you decide. I'm going to flip between both of them to continue demonstrating both, but it's 5 in and 5 out as far as our rhythm goes. They're not exactly seconds because I'm not a metronome. But anyway, let's give it our best shot here. In through the nose, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out through the mouth, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, pushing the sternum forward, 3, 4, 5. Out, rounding the back, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rounding, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nose up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nose down, 2, 3, 4, 5. Couple more, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm speeding it up a little bit here to 3 counts in and 3 counts out. Still aiming for a nice full deep breath. Join if you'd like to produce a little more energy here. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. And in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. Looking up, 2, 3, rounding, 2, 3. And up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Ribs forward, 2, 3. Round the back, 2, 3. Breathing in, 2, 3. Out, 2, 3. 2 more, 2, 3. Out, 2, 3. Last 1, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3. All right, this last one here, I'm gonna go about a second in and a second out. This one can definitely be considered more vigorous, and it's great for some folks, but if it's too much intensity and it's making you headachy or lightheaded or dizzy, then come out of it and catch your breath, right? We don't want any of that. So this should be good for us, not bad for us. So if it feels great, awesome. You might feel lighter, you might feel heavier and more grounded. Those things are fine, just don't go getting dizzy. So it's in quick and out quick. Try to aim for a full breath, but honestly, for me, it's not realistic. It's not possible. I don't fully breathe in this amount of time, and I don't fully exhale in this amount of time. So it's not something that's sustainable over a day, just for a minute here. Here we go. And in, out, in, out, in, out, in through the nose, out, in, out, in, out. Energy, out. Great job. Out. In, out. 10 more, out. In, 9. In, 8. In, 7. In, 6. In, 5. In, 4. In, 3. In, 2, in, 1, in, and slow it down. Catch your breath, even if you've got to breathe in through the mouth. You might go in for 7, 8, or 9 seconds. Don't go my rhythm anymore, just kind of catching your breath here. Weight shift. Get any pressure out. Slow and steady breathing. Recapturing yourself, gathering, and resetting. Awesome, awesome, awesome job. All right, if you're leaned back, I would sit up nice and tall now. Catch your breath. If you need to continue catching your breath, that's fine, that's great. I'm gonna sit up with my feet together, or cross-legged, or knees up. Okay, this next movement pattern is for some spinal rotation, and it's a little bit less vigorous on the breathing pattern here, so I'm not worried about breathing my rate or anything like that. This is all about a little bit of spinal mobility, some rotation. I think my feet crisscross feel pretty good today, so I'm gonna go for it, right? Use it or lose it, right? Do what you can when you can. And today it feels good, so that's what I'm gonna stick with. Shoulders back, spine nice and tall. In fact, I'm gonna take the back of my head and act as if you're brushing it upward. Okay, so here's what it looks like when I'm doing it wrong. I'm going to brush the back of my head upward so that I'm finding length in the spine there. Okay, my hair's falling out of my bun. not out of my head, hopefully. I don't know, I guess it happens. Probably every day, yeah. Anyway, shoulders back, nice length in the spine. Okay, turn the head a couple times first. And then here's the move. Rotating the right shoulder back, come back to neutral, rotating the left shoulder back. It doesn't matter to me which side you're on though. If you'd like to include the arms, you can reach back softly, right, gently, because we're not trying to irritate our shoulder, but you reach back, palm up a little bit, and unwind. Okay, I'm gonna include breathing here. This is a bit of a Qi Gong method with our movement and breathing kind of tied together. So let's give it a shot. Here's what it looks like. Breathe in as we rotate. Exhale and unwind. Breathe in as we rotate. Exhale and unwind. Breathe in as we rotate. Exhale and unwind. Remember, you can sit differently than me if you like. In as we rotate. Exhale and unwind. You can also skip out on the arms and just turn the shoulders. In as we rotate. Exhale and unwind. Turning and breathing in. Exhale, let it out. I'm going to slow it down and get a fuller, deeper breath here. In. Let it out. In. Let it out. One more each way. In. Let it out. Last one. In. Let it out. All right, awesome job, everybody. Next up, this is about a breathing pattern paired with some movement, okay? So here's what it looks like. Again, we're gonna do a Qi Gong arm pattern paired with a yogic type of breathing. So it's in, through the nose if you can, right? Same idea. If you gotta breathe in through the mouth a little bit, then that's fine. In, and then we let it out, okay? So to give a visual to that, I'm gonna bring my hands together here like I'm holding a ball right in front of my sternum, okay? As I breathe in, I'm gonna pull my hands apart, and apart. Now you can make it choppy, like 3 steps to this breath, like this. In, let it out. Or you can make it smooth like this. In, and then let it out. Give your breath 3 parts, but the arm movement could be in parts or continuous, and you decide. So I'm gonna exhale faster than I inhale. Does that make sense? I'm gonna in, and then when I exhale, I'll open up the mouth doing an ocean breath. This is considered like a hot breath. It's like you're steaming up a mirror, okay? A large opening means more air can escape all at once. So we open up the mouth and let it out. Here we are. You sit however you like with your legs. Shoulder blades back, nice and tall. Breathe in, letting it out. In, let it out. In, let it out. In, let it out. I'm getting some spinal mobility here as well. Shoulders back. In. And I'm going to change it just a little bit here. 1 up and 1 down at a slight diagonal. You decide which side you're on, doesn't matter to me. Up on one and down on the other. In. 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 One more each way. In. Last one. In. Okay. Awesome job. Maybe weight shift here. My legs are not liking that sit posture anymore, so I need to straighten my legs out and shake them out. Again, the crisscross is often not very comfortable. For me, I'm just giving it a shot today because it was feeling acceptable. All right, next up. This is about expanding a chamber of the spine, a chamber of the back, a chamber of the air body, okay? So this is the upper back that we're gonna kind of open up here. This area back here, the upper shoulders. What we do is bring your knees up and hug the legs, right? You might get a little low back decompression at the same time. And when our stomach and chest are being prevented from expanding, something's got to open up, right? Something's got to stretch. So that's the upper back here. So when we breathe in, I don't know if you can see it or not, but my back rises. Breathing in, coming up. Out, going down. Okay? You're welcome to try this move also with your feet together and rounded forward. I know this is like a butterfly stretch usually for the hips, but the idea here is the spine. So I'm pulling forward to give myself some rounding in the back, breathing in, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Okay, you decide the sit posture that works for you. You might hold on to the ankles a little bit more and pull back. Okay, that's still doing, instead of pulling up, you're pulling back, and that rounds the spine. Exhale and unwind. It doesn't need to be too aggressive, right? This is just about some mobilization, some mobility of the back. When we come out of this, by the way, things can be a little bit achy. Avoiding sharp pains is good, but it's pretty normal, I would say, to go one way, right? To stretch one way for a while and then come out of it and your body's like, oh no, it doesn't want to go back. But the plan is to stretch the other direction after this. It might come out of it a little bit achy though. All right. We don't want it to last. We don't want lasting pain, but a little bit of, growing aches, that's fine. So here we are. I'm going to bring my knees together. I'm going to do this version where I hug my legs, okay? And I breathe in for 5 seconds and out for 5. Back to that pattern again. So in through the nose, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let the back rise, 2, 3, 4, 5, down, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're doing 3 counts in and 3 counts out, okay? So here it is. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. Give some expansions to the back. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. Full deep breath in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. Last 1, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. All right. Coming on up, just to kind of pull the shoulder blades back and come out of that stretch for a second. Roll the shoulder blades and then go the other way. Now you can skip this next one if you like. We're going to go back down to that 1 second in, 1 second out, okay? It's more vigorous. It's definitely more challenging. It's not sustainable. You're not supposed to do that continuously, right? Because you're not getting a full breath in or out, and it's a little bit of a forced air breathing technique. Great for producing a lot of energy, especially if you're going to be a go-getter today, right? Go out and get it. Then great practice, but mind yourself, right? You know yourself best. You know if you're getting dizzy. You know if you're getting lightheaded. You know if you're getting a headache. So I don't know that stuff. You can back out if you need to. I'm going to go back into that posture, hugging forward, and it's in, out, 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 in, 10, in, 9, in, 8, in, 7, in, 6, in, 5, in, 4, in, 3, in, 2, in, 1, in. Come out of the stretch and out of that pattern. Catch your breath, catch your own breathing pattern now, maybe in for 7, 8, or 9 seconds, something like that, and just find your own rhythm, okay? This is kind of where we recalibrate, reset, right? Get to know your own body's rate, okay, as we recover that breath. All right. Next up, like I said, we were in spinal flexion there, okay? We were rounded forward, filling the kind of upper back chamber here. Now we're going to do the opposite, where we pull the shoulder blades back and push the sternum forward. And I know at one point today I was already in this posture, kind of moving up and down. Right now the idea is that we pull the shoulder blades back and push the sternum forward and kind of hold there as we do our counting, okay? So if you did the one it was about 5 minutes ago, I guess, we were moving front to back. This one's a little bit more up with the sternum, breathing in, and then when we exhale, we're still sort of there, okay? I'm gonna count a little bit, or not count faster, but I'm gonna do fewer breathing repetitions, so this one will only take about 2 minutes. It's not the longest one that we've done today. So here we are, pulling the shoulder blades back. Another option is holding onto the legs, pull the shoulder blades back, and the sternum kind of pushes forward like that. Okay, so you can do that if you prefer. Okay, but the idea is spinal extension. Okay, so here we are, in for 5, out for 5. In, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In with the nose up, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sternum up, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spinal extension, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shoulder blades back, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am counting a little faster. That's all right though. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Come out of it for just a second if you need to. Turn the head, make sure everything's feeling right, feeling okay, feeling acceptable. All right, we're gonna go down to 3 seconds and 1 second. And like I said, it's gonna be a pretty quick transition here. We're not gonna do quite as many as we have been doing. We're gonna make our way to our next practice just after this. Shoulder blades back, nose up, chest up. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. In, fully, 3, out, fully, 3. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. 2 more, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. Last one, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. Keep going there if you like, or join me with the more vigorous in and out 1 second breathing. So here we are. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, 10, in, 9, in, 8, in, 7, in, 6, in, 5, in, 4, in, 3, in, 2, in, 1. Nice deep breath in. Let it out at your own pace, rhythm, and rate. Oh, that's kind of the same stuff. Anyway. Reset. Excuse me while I clear my throat. All right, come out of that posture, out of that stretch. Roll the shoulders side to side, up, down, and back, up, forward, and down, all sorts of directions, right? Make sure everything's moving okay. Turn the head, and here we are. We are getting very close to the end here. Just about done for the day, and I hope you guys are feeling good, feeling about ready to go tackle the day for yourselves. Sitting up nice and tall, breathing in through the nose when you can, and out through the mouth. Our next breathing technique is going to be our last one for the day. This is a 3-part breath where we fill 3 sections or chambers, right? You fill the stomach, ribs, and shoulders, okay? In other classes, when I've exhaled, you go back in the opposite direction. So after filling the stomach, ribs, and shoulders, you exhale, shoulders, ribs, stomach. Sometimes I say stomach, ribs, and chest is kind of the same, and then collarbone, ribs and chest, stomach. So shoulders and collarbone, basically stomach, middle, up, down, middle, stomach. That's how we usually do it in a lot of classes. Today, I'm doing up, 1, 2, 3, and then out, all at the same time. You're welcome to join with that. You can also do the systematic release of the shoulders, ribs, and stomach if you like. Our counting is going to be different though, doing it that way, and that is fine. I would say the way that I'm going to do it here will produce more energy versus the 3-part in, 3-part out. That's a little bit more mental focus and distracting, right? Anxiety relief, stress relief. Those things are great. So please do that if you want to explore those techniques where you come up and then back down. But I'm going to go up and then let it all out. Okay? So here we go. If you want to put your hands over your stomach, you can. Ribs and collarbone, just to kind of feel that rise. I usually point at them because I can't help myself. But here I am. Stomach breathes in. Ribs, shoulders. Let it all out. Stomach, ribs, shoulders, 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 let it all out. 3-part breath. In. I'm going to do 3 more. Stomach, ribs, nice full inhale with the shoulders. Let it out. 2 more. Stomach, ribs, shoulders. Last one. Slow and steady. Stomach, ribs, shoulders. Let it all out. All right. Roll the wrists, roll the shoulders, turn the head, move however you feel you need to. Weight shift here. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully you'll see me in the next one. And yeah, go ahead and subscribe. Share it with people. Please share it with friends, family. There's no reason to limit this. This is great for lots of people, so let them have it. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.